Module 6, Lesson 2, I'm going to walk you through our real-world challenge builder. This template was created with teachers in mind, knowing that if you need to go in and create a challenge, and this is your first time or even second time doing this, you need some ideas. Like this is the how. Like, how do I actually do this? So take this template, and this will help you, if you walk through it, help you build your challenge. So why challenges? If we're educating the whole child, content is not the only thing we need to be teaching. We also need students to work on social emotional, 21st century, or soft skills just as much as traditional content. We build our challenges in a technology-rich environment, focusing on the solving of real problems and creating real solutions. This is about authenticity. It also gives students a great opportunity for voice and choice and having ownership in their learning. So if you're looking at slide 3, there are some links to help you learn to create those challenges. There's steps to creating challenges and a document on using challenge-based learning in the classroom. So you can pause this at any moment and take a look at those documents as well. We know that teachers are busy and they always say, I don't have time to teach this. I don't have time for one more thing in our classroom. And a common misperception of challenge-based learning is that it's done in addition to everything else. But below is a list of standards that represent many challenges. The kind of thinking and engagement and disciplinary thinking involved with a good challenge leads students to deeper learning than traditional teaching, is adaptable to multiple schedule styles, and generates student ownership of their learning. So as you can see from this, we have ISTE standards, we have science standards, language arts, math, we have media arts, we have all kinds of standards in here that we're learning in a middle school classroom above and beyond the one standard you would try to teach in a lesson, or the one standard you want kids to understand in a lesson. So in a challenge, you have the opportunity to embed multiple standards into your challenge. So we do provide some examples at the end of this template, and we'll show you those in just a minute. But the examples that we provide here are illustrations of challenges that can be done. You need to make sure that the challenges that you are building with your students match the outcomes of your district outcomes. Okay? You need to make sure that your challenges align with your district's mission, vision, and all of the standards that they would like to make sure that that you are giving to your students. These are not meant to be used as is. These are kind of a springboard for what you could create in your classroom. But be mindful of your own school, your district, your classroom outcomes. So in the first 2 challenge examples, we'll show you how you can fit in multiple standards into these challenges instead of teaching them in separate lessons. So to use this template, we have links to the prompt template and the steps. There is a challenge prompt. You will have technology options of how to really embed technology into these into these challenges. You have presentation ideas and examples of challenges. So this is our challenge cycle. Preparing a proposal to reviewing current thinking, really doing research. What are people saying and doing right now? What is the current thinking? We design and test solutions. Great opportunity for failure, for iterative design process, for students to have things that don't work out and have to challenge themselves to keep going. Students will complete a final product and then they will create and deliver a package. This challenge cycle is what this template is built around. So in our challenge prompt, here is a sample of a challenge prompt. Create an authentic solution to solve the problem of, and this is where you would put in your problem. Maybe you want to build in some partnerships with business or community members. So what is your problem going to be? And that can be a range of just about anything. And then who is your audience? So always think about who's your audience for this, whether it's solving a problem for your school, solving a problem within your classroom, solving a problem for the community at large, or your region, or maybe it's a global problem. And we can kind of work our way through these. When we're younger, we tend to lean more toward the classroom problems or our group's problem. And as we have kids get older, you can start to really branch out into the regional and global community. The four walls of a classroom are no longer boundaries. We've seen that technology today. You can Skype with business leaders. You can invite them in. You can go out and see things within the community. So don't limit yourself to the walls of your classroom, and don't limit your students to that. Make sure that your audience is a real, authentic audience. So create an authentic solution to solve the problem for who is your audience, using authentic technology tools such as, and that's where our tech comes in, package the product using, and then we have a presentation section, and present it to an authentic audience. So step one in this is find a challenge, define your problem. Who is your audience? Give students a problem to solve, or even have them come up with their own. These could be in your school, local businesses, city, or classroom, and they could be in the content you teach or about events in the world. So think about it. What is needed? What problems exist? What solutions have already been tried? What research is available, and why is this important? Really think about global challenges. If you're a math teacher, you could come up with math challenges, middle school challenges, personal challenges, and challenges that are really kind of timeless. So who is impacted by this problem? Who will benefit from your solution? Who are you designing for? What do they need? Make sure you have a real audience, not just doing a challenge for your teacher. Make sure that students understand that this will be given out to a greater audience than just their teacher. It really ups their level of quality when they do their solution. So when you think about who is my audience, think about community members, local businesses, maybe other students, administration, the Board of Education, or maybe it's a global audience. So this is a perfect opportunity to create partnerships in a very real way. Look around your local businesses and industry for partnerships. Companies want to work with their community, and they have a lot of problems that need solving. So if there aren't businesses in your town that you're wanting to work with, you can work remotely using conferencing software. This is also a great practice for students, and it will become more and more prevalent in the coming years. Think about how 2020 went. How important was conferencing software? So after you develop your challenge, have students start to brainstorm ideas for their solution. They need to be authentic solutions, and those are solutions to problems that clients or the people who need the solution can actually use. We actually see our students work in local businesses. And when students go around to the community and they see things in their businesses, in their community that they've created, they really understand the impact that they can have in their world. So let's hop down here to some of our sample challenges. So these are some examples of challenges. They can be any kind of challenges. They can be used to develop for any grade, any subject. So in challenge 1, this is a really easy one. Create a promotional video or a book talk to tell the audience why they should read that book for your school or classroom library using authentic technology tools such as Screencastify, QR Code Creator. Package the product and present it to your school classroom library through QR codes on reviewed books. So as you can see, the teacher delivers this to a single class. There is collaboration with a media specialist or another technology specialist. You can collaborate with local news agencies to learn how to promote material and incorporate that into your challenge. And if you look at the standards, you can see there are a multitude of standards that are covered during this particular challenge. And when I look at the skills, look at the 21st century skills that the students are exposed to during this challenge. So as you can see, it's a much bigger thing than just reading a book and doing a book report, or reading a book and writing something to give to your teacher to say what you liked about this book. It gives students an authentic audience and allows them to engage with technology in a very meaningful way. In challenge 2, We're going to choose a global problem to solve, such as plastic in oceans, climate change, hunger, water, homelessness, etc. Research the problem and develop a solution for a portion of it. Package the product and present it to an affiliated agency. This is not meant to be a typical service learning project. This isn't a penny war. This isn't something that students are collecting canned goods or creating homes for animals who are out in the cold. This is something that's an ongoing, real solution that helps solve a piece of the problem. Something that after 2 or 3 weeks, your resources aren't depleted. This is something that keeps going. So when I look at the standards that are covered, you can see ISTE standards, social studies, language arts, science, math, media arts. These standards depend on the choice of the problem, but there are a lot of standards that we're covering in this one challenge. And when I look at this 21st century skills and the content specific skills, look at all of the skills that students are exposed to. Communication, collaboration, critical thinking, resilience, meeting deadlines, empathy, leadership, flexibility. Student choice and voice is involved, modeling, presentation of ideas, research, questioning skills, opinion and argument. There's so many things that go into this. When a student takes ownership of their learning, you give them a challenge, and then the teacher steps back and becomes the facilitator for that learning. That is a really important piece. It has been said before in this handout, these challenges are not meant to be plug and play. You don't just grab one and go say, I'm going to go do this in my classroom. The intention here is to provide a method to create a challenge. From there, it's up to the teacher to unpack and then align the challenge to their school or district's expectations and tweak the challenge as necessary. Then the teacher can switch from curriculum developer to facilitator and let the students go to work.